So our next speaker will be Lori Chu, and while the presentation is launching, there we go. And she's going to talk some more about TMT in the community with a special focus on cultural and education initiatives.
Aloha, my name is Lori, and yes, I will be talking about cultural and educational initiatives by the 30-meter telescope. So I want to start by sharing my own personal experience living in Hawaii. I've spent over 8 years in Hawaii, and I by no means claim to fully understand the culture in Hawaii, and I'm certainly not an expert. In fact, as I started graduate school, I was very unaware of the deep history and culture that drove the way things are done here. I enjoyed watching hula in Waikiki, but it wasn't until I joined the group dancing hula that I learned that hula is so much more than just dancing. It embodies many aspects of a rich culture founded on love and an appreciation for nature around us. I found that to ensure the perpetuation of Hawaiian culture, I must be immersed in it. So today I want to share with you the steps that TMT is taking to be immersed in the community and culture. A lot of us who are attending the conference are privileged to have had many opportunities that did not exist for kids in Hawaii a long time ago, and maybe not even still exist today. So TMT is working to level the playing field to give Native Hawaiians opportunities that they deserve. So Hawaii has a deep history of appreciating culture and science. They were very technologically advanced navigators, as you heard from Kalepa earlier today. They used the stars and the ocean currents to find their way to Hawaii. King David Kalakaua also was known for helping revive the art of hula and also supporting observations of the 1874 Venus transit for measuring the size of the solar system. Still today, Hawaiian leaders see the importance of supporting new technology in Hawaii. And the group Imua TMT is an example of a new culture that shares a dream for bringing scientific opportunities to everyone in Hawaii. From the beginning, TMT recognized that they needed local input to ensure that the telescopes honor the people and culture in Hawaii. They held many meetings with Native Hawaiian groups, from small one-on-one chats to large sessions, and had continuous dialogue along the way. Out of these meetings, many initiatives were identified as being necessary for the TMT project to proceed. First was not to build on the summit, which is the most sacred part. As you heard from Dane's talk, that the telescope will not be on the summit, it'll be on the lava plain below the summit. And if you build a new telescope, take one down. And as you heard, 5 are planned for removal. They wanted a fair lease, and the TMT is going to be paying $1 million a year annually, 80% of which goes to the Office of Maunakea Management for stewardship of the mountain, and 20% goes to the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. They wanted education for the children. They wanted to make sure that that was a big benefit. And so they created the Think Fund, which you'll hear more about later today, as a contribution of $1 million to STEM education on the islands. They wanted things to be environmentally right, and so there's no archaeological, cultural, or biological impact on the site. And they wanted to ensure local residents are trained for high-tech jobs. And that they did this by initiating the workforce pipeline to prepare Hawaii Island students for science and technology jobs. And finally, follow the rules. Don't take any shortcuts. And TMT has gone through a 10-year process with 2 contested case hearings and a Supreme Court ruling to get their permit. One of the main points was to ensure that the TMT would not be on any culturally important sites. As you heard from Thane's talk, it won't be, and it will actually only be visible by 14% of the island. With careful engineering, they also work to minimize the size of the structure and use a reflective coating to reduce visibility. Here's just another picture of what the site looks like, and you can see where the proposed TMT observatory will be. And you can see the distance to some of the other places that are of cultural significance, so it's actually not that close to some of these places. I'd like to point out towards the bottom here, the adze quarry, which was actually used by Native Hawaiians as a resource to be able to develop tools. So this is not the first time that Maunakea has been used, and it was actually important for Native Hawaiians. So these are some just additional initiatives that have also come out. For one, all employees must go through training in order to be sensitive to cultural and religious practices in Hawaii on the mountain, and that's already being done. Cultural and archaeological monitors will be on site during the entire construction. Individual days will actually be identified by Native Hawaiians throughout the year, where activity at TMT will be minimized to allow for cultural practices to occur. The TMT will support the use of chants and songs and translate the teaching of Hawaiian science and genealogy in Hawaiian Island schools. The TMT will also fund translation of modern astronomy lessons for Hawaiian charter schools and conduct tours to Maunakea for Native Hawaiians. They plan to have welcome center at the telescope to incorporate the cultural exhibits. And finally, they will be reducing the traffic on the summit so that there's no dust or any like mess up there. And so if you have any questions, I'll take them at this time. I'm also happy to direct you to several people at the conference that are part of the Hawaiian community that can shed light on this complex topic. I also encourage you to immerse yourself in the culture while you're here. Mahalo.
Do we have any questions?
Hi, Lori. Thank you for that talk. I've heard, I think, all the points that you've made except that last one about reducing traffic.
Yes.
Can you say anything more about that? Because that's the first time I heard.
Yeah, so it's actually going to be a ride sharing, which is actually already done kind of for some of the other observatories. Some of the support people will go up in vehicles together so that they won't, they have fewer vehicles going up and it'll just kind of minimize the traffic up there, just to have fewer vehicles and less environmental impact. So it's more of just from the Halepahaku site up to the summit.
Okay, we have time for one more question, if anybody has one. I was hoping that you could tell us a little more about the hula dance group that you joined.
Yeah.
Is it a combination of Native Hawaiians and non-Native Hawaiians?
Yeah, so it was actually founded by a woman who is Native Hawaiian, and she started her halau, or the hula group, in Paris, France. She was an art history major, and so she moved to France and fell in love, and then she decided, well, I'm going to start hula out here. And it was actually really amazing because she decided to spread Hawaiian culture to the other side of the planet. And so she's very supportive of making sure that the Hawaiian culture gets out there and that it's not just an exclusive thing for only Native Hawaiians.
Okay, thank you. Let's have another round.